Tokayev, we have arrived in Japan's capital, Tokyo, the vibrant megacity of Asia and the world's most populous urban area. The city is also a major transport hub with particularly efficient railways. This time, the city will host the president of Kazakhstan, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev, who will pay his first official visit to the country. We expect high-level negotiations as well as the Japan Central Asia Summit. The three-day visit will be productive in terms of context and narrative, so let's get started.
President Tokayev has arrived in Tokyo. In the airport, he's warmly welcomed by Japan's State Minister for Foreign Affairs, Ayano Kunimitsu. The visit begins with the program at the Imperial Palace, which is located on the former site of Edo Castle, a large park area surrounded by moats and massive stone walls in the center of Tokyo. The Silkway team is now at the inner yards of the Imperial Palace in Tokyo, the current sitting residence of the emperor and his family. The innermost grounds are generally not open to the public, so this is a rare opportunity to film inside. We know that His Majesty Emperor Naruhito will greet President Kassym-Jomart Tokayev here, after which they will proceed to a tete-a-tete meeting inside. Now, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev arrives at the yard of the palace. During the meeting, the president and the emperor emphasize long-standing friendly relations between the countries based on mutual respect and fruitful cooperation. So the next location on the roadmap of presidents is attendance at Meiji Jingo, a major Shinto shrine in Tokyo dedicated to the deified spirits of Emperor Meiji and Empress Shokan. This is a very symbolic yet very important visit because it signals the deep appreciation for the culture and history of modern Japan. Kassym-Jomart Tokayev also leaves a message in the guest book, underlining that Meiji Jingo Shrine is a symbol of unity and national identity, which has deep historical importance for the Japanese people.
Ваш приезд для нас очень важен. Те люди, которые здесь, они прошли такой серьезный отбор. Я думаю, каждый из них сейчас немного о себе расскажет.
Greeting Kazakhs who are currently studying and working in Japan as part of his official visit, President Tokayev expresses his confidence in elevating Kazakh-Japanese relations to the newest heights and highlights the participants of this meeting as a living bridge between two nations. It's important the head of state continues to learn from the experience of developed countries such as Japan. After the meeting, we spoke to some of the attendees to know better in what sectors of the Japanese economy Kazakh citizens are represented the most.
Новое поколение у нас студенчества.
Our student community represents a new generation. It includes students specializing both in Oriental studies and in business. The older generation is largely represented by doctors, medical professionals, educators, as well as some business representative. We're signing an agreement with Ministry of Higher Education and Science. Today marks the first agreement between our university and the Ministry of Education, which will serve as a catalyst for mutual exchange in educational technologies between the two countries.
Today, with the president's arrival, the feeling still seems almost unreal. His visit with the delegation, as well as ongoing forums and conferences, shows that we are already witnessing a growing connection between Japan and Kazakhstan. We sincerely hope that President Tokayev's visits will be successful and that everything proceeds smoothly.
Right after another meeting is scheduled for the head of state, now with members of the Japan-Kazakhstan Parliamentary Friendship League. President Tokayev speaks highly of this league's activities, particularly in the realm of strengthening bilateral cooperation. Interparliamentary dialogue is actively developing and contacts at various levels are regular. Trade, economic and investment relations are developing dynamically. Japan is one of Kazakhstan's largest investors. Last year, trade turnover between our countries reached $2 billion, which exceeds 70% of Japan's total trade with Central Asian countries, the president of Kazakhstan said.
Today we had a bipartisan parliamentary group had a very good discussion, exchange of opinions with Excellency President Tokayev. We'll start a direct flight next year, so
Great.
we promote much more human exchanges, and many Japanese companies want to invest your country. So not only economically, but also culturally, or the fields of sports.
Now, the Prime Minister of Japan, Sanae Takaichi, welcomes the Kazakh president in the government building. This is the first ever interaction between two leaders. All eyes are on the details of the official welcoming ceremony. After greeting the guards of honor and reverence to the national flags, President Tokayev and Prime Minister Takaichi introduce each other to the members of their official delegations. During a bilateral meeting with the Prime Minister, President Tokayev once again said that Japan is Kazakhstan's time-tested partner in Asia, and despite the distance, it remains a close and reliable friend. Sanae Takaichi in turn recalls the first meeting of foreign ministers in the Central Asia plus Japan format 21 years ago, which was chaired by Kassym-Jomart Tokayev, then Minister of Foreign Affairs of Kazakhstan. We consider your country a strategic partner in maintaining and strengthening a free and open order based on the rule of law, the Prime Minister concludes. As a result of negotiations, 14 intergovernmental documents are signed. President Tokayev and Prime Minister Takaichi also sign a joint statement.
Nice to see you once again.
Welcome to Tokyo.
So happy to.
The second day of the visit continues at the Tokyo Governor's Office. Yuriko Koike presents the head of state with the concept of Tokyo Smart City Project, which involves advanced technologies to contribute to SDG goals.
It's so nice to meet Your Excellency, Mr. President. After so many years, we have met in Astana and Almaty, maybe.
Yes.
Yes, I visited Astana and Almaty many times.
Yes.
And I also was a member of
the Parliament.
During a meeting, Governor Koike mentions her visits to Kazakhstan and underlines the development agenda's progress in Kazakhstan. The governor of Tokyo and the president of Kazakhstan have discussed cooperation prospects in digitalization, the development of smart city technologies, artificial intelligence, sustainable urban development, and the introduction of innovative solutions in urban management. The head of state now engages in a series of meetings with business leaders of Japan. One of them is Ichihiro Takahara, chairman of JOGMEC, Japan's Oil, Gas and Metals National Corporation. President Tokayev is informed about the prospects of interaction in the exploration, extraction and processing of critical minerals, as well as the sustainable management of natural resources. The two sides also discuss possibilities for opening a JOGMEC representative office in Kazakhstan.
First of all, what I said that the relationship between Kazakhstan and Japan could be much stronger. And we have lots of the area which we can cooperate with, especially the mining area.
Yeah.
And we could sign the MOC with the companies. So maybe from now on, I said to the President, His Excellency President, that now we are going to make a maximum effort to make the relationships much more robust.
During a meeting with Masafumi Shinzaki, president of the Hitachi Construction Machinery, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev emphasizes that Kazakhstan, which is a key partner of Hitachi Construction Machinery in the region, is ready to deepen mutually beneficial contacts, including further localizing production and repairing equipment for the development of ore deposits.
We have so big and good business in Kazakhstan for construction site and also mining site. So this is a very important and market from our side. Also in mining side, so we are good business with Eurasian Machinery Group, which is 40% of our share, but 6% is Kazakh companies. In that case, anyway, so now we are good market share number 1 for mining equipment field. So I would like to contribute more to the countries, and also I would like to have good business in Kazakhstan.
Sustainable development is an overall theme in business negotiations. Japan is interested not only in extracting resources, but also in contributing to green and sustainable projects, lowering carbon emissions largely.
We are signing an umbrella agreement with Marubeni, and this is the pilot agreement with Marubeni regarding joint credit mechanism. Joint credit mechanism is an initiative which was announced by Japanese government. It's an international initiative. More than 31 countries have joined this agreement, and including Kazakhstan. It's basically to transform renewable energy into carbon certificates in order to reach carbon neutrality. And we will use our 1 gigawatt wind farm project, which we are doing together with Total Iran, as a pilot project, and we'll be selling carbon certificates to Marubeni. The volume of the contract will amount to $150 million US. It's basically $15 million per annum.
At the premises of the UN University, the head of state is welcomed by the rector, Shilidze Marwala. They then hold a bilateral meeting and sign a memorandum opening a path to training and research at the university's campus in Tokyo.
It is my great pleasure to welcome you to the United Nations University headquarters for this very significant occasion.
During a public lecture, the head of state expresses concern about the increase in military conflicts around the world, presenting his vision for building a stable world amid serious weakening of multilateral cooperation mechanisms.
The number and intensity of armed conflicts worldwide has reached its highest level in decades, while global military spending last year hit a record of $2.7 trillion. At the same time, rivalry between major countries is gaining its highest extent of tension that has already made the Security Council of the United Nations unable to tackle any of large-scale international conflicts. Only principled and effective collective action can deliver lasting results. In this context, the United Nations must continue to play a central role in the multilateral system as the universal and indispensable organization.
The president of Kazakhstan touches upon the urgent need for the UN reform, which should begin with a reaffirmation of commitment to the UN Charter. The world has changed and the Charter has not kept pace with these changes. I believe that the time has come for responsible dialogue on how to ensure its reliability and relevance in the future, the president says, adding that the UN Security Council might be accessible for broader participation by responsible middle powers.
So the lecture by the president of Kazakhstan included several topics. Let's talk about, for example, UN and the need of reforms in the Security Council and make it more represented by the middle powers, for example, right? So what are your thoughts on that? Are you in line with the president and this message of unity in purpose, like Japan is saying? What do you think about it? How in the modern world we can save and dominate this balance thanks to the cooperation we have, for example, with Japan?
Yes. Well, first of all, I have to say that I was quite impressed with his speech, the entire speech. He covered a wide range of subjects, including what you talked about, the UN, our bilateral relationship, his thoughts on reform of his country and also of the world institutions. His thoughts I like very much personally, and I think he could lead the initiatives to enlist other countries to work toward that way.
Kazakh President Kassym-Jomart Tokayev will arrive at the venue of the C5 Plus Japan summit very soon. He will be joined by the group of the presidents of all Central Asian countries and Prime Minister of Japan. We also know that Kassym-Jomart Tokayev will address the panel with his speech.
Waiting for the joint photo, the presidents of the Central Asian Five used these moments for welcoming and friendly exchanges, another signal for intentions to deepen equal and fair partnership.
C5 plus Japan summit has started. President Tokayev has taken the panel first, welcoming his counterparts and also mentioning Japan's initiative to launch this format.
In his speech, the president announces Kazakhstan's readiness to create the required conditions and ensure a favorable investment climate for the successful implementation of joint projects with Japan.
Нынешние взаимоотношения Японии со странами Центральной Азии.
The current relationship between Japan and the countries of Central Asia is deeply rooted in history, dating back to the time when our peoples were connected by the Great Silk Road. Kazakhstan views Japan as a reliable and highly competent partner across all areas of cooperation, including trade, investment, transport, logistics, science, technology, education, and high-quality human capital. Madam Prime Minister, in Kazakhstan, we share your political vision and your approaches to addressing pressing domestic policy challenges. I am confident that this summit will lead to concrete outcomes in Kazakhstan-Japan cooperation and will fully fulfill its purpose.
Separately, the head of state mentions the water resources management in Central Asia, continuing that the region is particularly interested in Japan's experience in automating and digitizing the water industry. In this context, Kazakhstan proposes to create a new international organization under the auspices of the United Nations, its Water International Organization, which could bring together the scattered mandates of other organizations on water issues. In parallel to the C5 plus Japan summit, businessmen of the countries have gathered at the Central Asia plus Japan Business Forum, addressing the topics of green development and sustainability, digital transformation, finances, human resources, and social system development. Addressing the business panel, Prime Minister Takaichi called Central Asia a region of stability and prosperity in a changing world of the 21st century, sending a positive signal for Japan's readiness to deepen relations based on mutual respect and trust.
Central Asia is also a region rich energy and mineral resources. With regard to critical materials in particular, we will enhance cooperation aimed at strengthening global supply chains through the diversification of supply sources. Furthermore, in light of high expectations for the future of our economic relations, we have set a target of implementing private sector projects totaling approximately 3 trillion yen over the next 5 years.
We have reached the end of the first official visit of President Tokayev to Japan. This visit was full of events and productive discussions that will lead to concrete projects and even deeper cultural and humanitarian exchanges. That's everything we wanted to share with you this time. See you soon. Goodbye.